sometimes it starts immediately.
Sometimes it does, yeah.
Which is strange and different, but here we are. So, how you doing there, YouTube?
No, YouTube
You
can't
considered
talk back.
commenting today?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave us a comment below, like and subscribe. Hit that bell, ? I don't know what the bell does. I've never hit it.
It rings. And if you hit it too many times, you will crash the game and then get banned for 5 days.
Do I salivate when I hit the bell?
You are not a dog.
Are you sure?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I checked.
I am now really creeped out. Okay.
You should be. You should be.
Okay.
Demonetized. Moving on.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Not like anyone makes money on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Rule 1. Rule 1.
Ow!
Wait, are we already to the
Ow.
the mythic lifeguards?
That hurt. Oh, God. Why did that hurt?
That's not Stark's name.
Choo-choo, you gonna be okay?
I died, but only slightly,
Nope.
so it's okay.
Rule 1, not even slight dying. Okay, that's like rule 1A.
Death, not even once, unless you're me. Oh man, he's laughing at that. This is gonna be a long
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be a long show because I still have some packs to open that I was going to talk about at the end of the show last time, and Chewie's power went out. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Now that
Have we killed enough time?
Now that my face hurts, yeah, let's probably start the show. Here we go.
All right.
Oh wait, we got to do the thumbnail thing.
It's true.
Is there too much glare?
Yes.
Hold on. Crap.
Tilt it forward slightly. There you go. And I've just got a tape measure. So, okay, you ready?
Oh, you want to do that too?
What? What? No, I've got a tape measure. Put the tape measure down. I'm trying to rip off my shit. Okay, here we go. Everybody do your thing. Okay, that's probably good enough.
Wonderful. You see, I'm actually trying to read Cluze's card.
Stark, do you think that Chewie should play 40K like on stream?
No,
Think we
no,
can get
Chewie
enough
should
people
not.
to-
Chewie doesn't even want to play a 40K based video game. All right, start the show. Here we go. Everybody shut up.
The show.
Shut up. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monday Night Magic. I'm not going to go in full intro because it's late as hell and we just started. So I'm Chewie, that's Bill, it says Squee, that's Cluze, it says Cluze, that's us. That's, well, I'm pointing as if you can see where my arm is, over there. They're over there.
Right.
This is episode 662. Stuff happened this weekend, we're going to talk about it. Okay, go.
Okay, so this past weekend there was a Saturday followed by a Sunday. I know it was unexpected, but we got there.
Bill, you are not helping us speed along through this episode. So, there was a Mythic Championship this weekend. It was Mythic Championship 4. Right?
MCIV, yes.
Yeah. This guy won.
Wait, Squee?
No, the trophy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I say this guy because I'm afraid if I say his name, that I will summon him.
I mean, that's 3 times in the mirror, dude. You're okay.
Because his name is Thorolf Severin, and he just sounds like someone you don't mess with.
I mean, that's true.
So, yeah, this
his
is a
last
modern
name implies that things are cut.
This is a modern and of course limited Mythic Championship. We're starting with that because that's the big thing.
It's true.
Let's see, I have other links here. So we have a day 1 breakdown of what people were playing. Now, the Hogaak, excuse me, the Hogaak deck in day 1 had 98 players playing it. This is out of, what was the number?
456-ish.
Or
That number is
458, depending
contested.
on
458 by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, down to 455 by day 2, back up to 458 by the end. No one knows why. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
yeah, it doesn't matter. But so out of 450 some players, 98 were playing Hogaak, which is 21.4% of the field.
Yeah.
Then at a staggering half of that, the next most popular deck with 48 players was Is It Phoenix.
It is.
Then, do what?
It is.
It is. And then 42 people were playing Eldrazi Tron. Well, okay, that's... Then there's not a big drop-off yet. Hang on. 38 were on Humans, 38 on Blue-White Control, 36 on Jund. Then there's a massive drop-off down to 19 players on, I guess, Normal Tron and the Urza Thopter Sword deck. So... like these top 7 decks were the vast majority of the field.
Yep.
Buh.
Also, back calculating from their math, it was 458.
Ah, okay. There you go then. Very strange.
Yep.
So yeah, Hogaak was everywhere. And they just banned Bridge from Below, and it turns out they might have banned the wrong one.
They may have.
Surprise.
I'm not saying there's going to be an emergency banning or anything, but it was aliens.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So like,
Sandy aliens.
this is Frank Karsten wrote this, right? Yeah, Frank Karsten wrote out this not even Magical Christmas Land thing here of turn 1, Bloodstained Mire and Carrion Feeder. So you Bloodstained Mire, crack it for something with black mana, play a Carrion Feeder. Turn 2, you play a Stitcher Supplier, and you Faithless Looting. And then you cast Hogaak from the graveyard, triggering the Vengevine that's also in your graveyard. And then the next turn, you win!
Da-da-da.
And
And
again,
unlike normal best case scenarios, this one does a lot of digging to get there, so it's more reliable than just have the best opening hand.
yeah, this is not necessarily Magical Christmas Land. I mean, it's not every game, thank goodness, but... So, yeah, that's kind of sick. So, let's go to day 2 and see how far Hogaak got knocked down, because there were a lot. Like, if we scroll down here, he says that the most played card is Leyline of the Void.
And main deck, right? He's talking
no,
main deck.
No, most played
Just
card
at
total.
all? Okay. All right.
No, the most played main deck card was Faithless Looting, it looks like.
Fair.
But there were 836 total copies of Leyline of the Void, only 747 of Faithless Looting.
Only.
Yeah. But since Leyline of the Void is a sideboard card, and it had 73 main deck copies throughout the tournament and 763 sideboard, like, that's a problem.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong here, okay? We are not saying that Hogaak is just going to destroy the format, that it's just going to win everything, that it's going to be, Delver all over again. No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is it might be warping the format in an unhealthy way.
Yeah, but surely, with that much hate being played, the percentage for day 2 dropped, right?
Oh, of course.
All right, let's go look. So, let's see. Day 1 percentage of Hogaak was 21.4%. The day 2 percentage is 24. It went up.
That's a spicy conversion rate.
Yeah, conversion rate from day 1 to day 2 of 71.4%. Almost the highest over any sort of sample size. Like, 75% of Hardened Scales players made it to day 2, which means 3 out of the 4. All 3 Bogles players, all 3 Hollow One players. Like, that, any sort of large sample size, it had the highest by a good 5%.
Yeah, when you're at 24.2% of day 2, This is where you sit down and you're like, look to your left, look to your right, look to your hand. If you don't see Hogaak in any of those, you know what your opponent's playing. That's miserable.
Yeah. So that's yeah. But remember, this is a split format tournament.
Yeah.
It is.
So you have to take the limited into account. So this isn't like a crystallized look at the current state of Modern, but it's a pretty good look at the current state of Modern.
It's a thing to look at, considering prior to this even happening, they looked at what the deck could do and went, we need to ban a card. Because they did. And they weren't going to ban the brand new card, so here we are, and keep an eye out for how this goes in the future.
Yeah. Like, again, I'm usually not one who goes, no, you should probably ban something. In fact, I am never that person.
It is one of your character traits.
Yeah, you remember when Is It Phoenix? Everybody was like, ban something, and I'm like, it'll probably correct. It's close, but it corrected. And now there's a...
Usually we're surprised when we see a card getting banned because we didn't think it needed banning. And then we read the article that explains why, and we're like, yeah, I guess I could see that. And then Mike tells us, yeah, that needed to happen. And we're like, oh yeah, Mike's smart. And then we agree.
Checks out.
This has occurred in that order at least 5 times in immediate memory. So, but Hogaak, I'm not comfortable with how reliably this 8/8 Trampler can pop out in the early game.
Yeah, because anytime you make anything potentially free, you have problems. And this deck runs, well, let's just go back and look at this sample Hogaak deck. This deck runs Gravecrawler, which isn't free, but you can get it back from your graveyard. It runs Vengevine, which is always free. It runs Hogaak, which is free. Bloodghast is free too. Like,
Well, the thing is, the things that make this card work are also the things that make the deck stable. Like, you're not taking on extra risk by running this because the deck is designed to do something consistently and it feeds directly into it. It's the reason why people play broken blue decks. Like, you're getting the consistency with the power. You're not actually just rolling the dice and hoping it works out. So those are usually the things that end up getting banned or heavily hated. So we'll see what people do with it. But I would not be surprised if they're like, well, it was cool, but we'll see. Give it a month. See where that goes.
yeah. Hopefully something happens. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But luckily, this wasn't reflected in the top 8, which is why you can't just look at the top 8. Who? Oh, these aren't in.
Nope.
All right. Can somebody figure out what order these are in? Here we go. All right. So throw off Silver Thor. Oh, no, I can't say it again.
Nope. You'll summon him.
Alvaro Torres. Oh, here we go. Okay, he was playing Hardened Scales. Made it to the finals. Ooh, look at that. That is not a thing I would have actually expected, although this deck is also capable of just stupid things. All right, who's next?
Do you want to just do the thing where we say the semifinals?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. All right, so who's in the semifinals?
Ziyang Zhang.
And?
Sean Gifford.
Ah, okay, that's what I thought. So Sean Gifford was on Eldrazi Tron, like you do. Good old Eldrazi Tron deck.
Beep boop.
And
Patagon.
Was that Ziyang Zhang?
Yeah. Who, you guys are aware that if you scroll down on the page some more, you can actually find their actual final placements?
Really?
I mean, I'm looking elsewhere.
Where? Oh, in the final standings?
No. If you scroll down to top 8 players, it actually has them in order with how much they won and what their place was.
Hey, look at that!
Yeah.
So this is
like
what happens when
spin.
you build your whole website for mobile.
Like, we only had to scroll past literally everything, including
Everything else,
the
yeah.
event information.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The
it's
stuff
all
that
the
was
way down
posted
there.
before the tournament started. You had to scroll all the way down, and now we can find that. That's brilliant.
Yep. Look at what I found.
I'm proud
Mobile.
of you, Cluze. All right, so next up we have Manuel Lenz, who is... Oh, yeah, Zhang was on Jund with 3 copies of Ren and 6 and a Seasoned Pyromancer and all this other stuff that's pretty normal. Who did I just say? Manuel Lenz was on the Urza Thopter Sword deck, which looks like that deck. Okay, cool. Nothing really fancy to talk about here.
Yeah.
Okay, then David Mines was on Jund as well, with a full 4 Ren and 6, because Ren and 6 is totally fair at 2 mana. Yep. Then Juan Jose Rodriguez Lopez on scrolled the wrong way. Mono Red Phoenix. All right, yep. Nothing fancy here that you didn't expect. And then Martin Muller or something.
Hogaak.
Was also on Hogaak. This was our lone Hogaak player. In the top 8.
So depending on how you count things, we had 6 or 7 different archetypes here, right? Because we had 2 folks on Jund, 2 different kinds of Tron. So if you want to count those as different ones, we had an Eldrazi Tron and a mono green Tron, right? So it's like let's call it 6 different archetypes. How about that?
Yeah, we didn't actually look at what the winner was playing. Yeah, he was on
he
normal
was on
Tron.
mono green Tron.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they're different enough to where they're technically different decks.
All right, then 7 different decks. Ta-da! Look at that.
Technically.
Go team.
Go team.
So
Diverse
yeah,
format. Ban nothing. We're great.
that's right. If you just look at the top 8, it's fine. A healthy metagame.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers outside of the top 8, it's like, yeah, there might be a problem around here. Maybe we should keep an eye on this. So keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
And if you don't have copies of Leyline of the Void, maybe do that.
Yeah. So that's...
I'd say rest in peace, but it's too slow.
It
I got
is.
time
It
for
costs
that.
what, 2?
2.
2. I thought it was 2 and a white. Is it 1 and a white for rest in peace? Either way, it's way too slow. Yeah, they've already got like 16 power coming at you by then.
It's awful.
Eh.
All right, then. So that's really all there is to say about the... Well, okay, that's not all there is to say. Martin Muller, let's say, apparently his bag was stolen 5 minutes before round 12 when he was at 8-3. Yeah, he was able to, through the help of some friends, get his deck list together, and he went on to make top 8. So that's pretty awesome. Although
That's stressful.
The fact that he had to do that is kind of terrible.
Yeah.
People snatching bags at Mythic Championships. Come on now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Other things to keep in mind, this was Mythic Championship 4, Mythic Championship 5, if you want to put it on your calendars, because I'll be honest, I forgot that Mythic Championship 4 was happening until they were halfway through day 1. Mythic Championship 5 is October 18th through the 20th in Long Beach, California.
That's an arena one.
Yes? Question mark? I don't know. They don't have the formats on the page I'm looking at.
They don't, but I'm pretty sure that the odd-numbered ones are arena ones.
Are arena ones? Okay. Then Mythic Championship 6 is November 8th through 10th in Richmond, Virginia.
That's tabletop.
That's tabletop.
Yeah.
Format, I don't know. Something.
I think they've announced that, but it's not right here, and we don't keep track of that sort of thing in our heads. So
Yeah.
why are these not
More
linked,
on
by
that.
the way?
Yeah, I wish I knew.
They probably don't have pages.
More on those as we get closer, let's say.
Or they could do this fancy thing where it flips around and it tells you formats and stuff, but no, it's just...
It could be a transform card, but it's not.
Yeah. Good old, whatever.
Instead, it has phasing and banding.
Well, that's awful.
Bands with other Mythic Championships.
Well, that explains why they're not together.
All right, so that was the Mythic Championship. There was one more thing that came out of the Mythic Championship that was kind of sad. I mean, funny. I mean, sad. And that is this... Whoops, wrong one. Hang on. Oh, well, I don't have this cropped properly anyway, but Wizards of the Coast did this shuffle tips little bumper filler thing that shows various players not shuffling.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
They're showing different ways to pile count.
Yeah.
Which is
wrong.
This hurt my soul so very, very much.
Like, if this had been called pile counting tips, then we'd all be like, yep. But it's called shuffle tips. And it's got 3 or 4 people showing how they...
Count
you
cards.
can even see the Twitch chat saying exactly what we're saying. Even Twitch chat, the abyss that is Twitch chat on these large events, is like, this isn't shuffling. It's called counting.
If you've ever wondered if it was possible to bring all of Twitch chat together for one cause, it's rolling their eyes at how dumb this is.
Yep. Turns out the answer is yes. Stark in the chat just asked, I haven't watched this video. Is it meant to be a skit or a joke? No, I don't think so. I think it was literally someone thought, hey, wouldn't it be neat to put this on?
I mean, best case scenario, it's a joke that they don't actually deliver a punchline for and just confuses people.
Yeah, I mean, Day 9 is being funny. The other guys are being serious.
Yeah, so this thing that they're doing, so if anyone is not aware of this, okay, and this makes great radio, by the way. If anyone is not aware of this, so it's this habit that a lot of Magic players have where the first thing they do when they grab their deck before they actually shuffle in any meaningful shuffling way is they do what we now refer to as pile counting. It used to be called pile shuffling, except it's not shuffling, so that was a terrible misnomer, so stop calling it that. Where you lay them out in piles, so you make sure that you have the right number of cards, right? That's why it's pile counting. If your piles come out right, ta-da, you've got the right number of cards. The problem is it doesn't randomize the deck in any way, so it is not shuffling. So don't do that. And in fact, in tournament play, you are expressly forbidden from doing this more than once per match. So don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You want to make sure that you've got all your cards there. Sure, fine. But you know what? After that, maybe shuffle so we can get this game going. Right?
Chat says it's once per game now. They changed that.
Oh, is it once per game? Okay, good. That's fine too.
It's essentially
it's just once.
Spend that time that they give you to actually shuffle. Don't just stall it out with piles.
Yeah. So this video hurt my soul because we've spent a lot of time trying to educate players to not do this as shuffling. And here they're like, hey, here's how you do the shuffling that all the kids are. Oh.
This is one of those things that as a community, everyone has to learn. And it's just unfortunate when they're sending the exact opposite message to people who will now be like, well, I saw them do that. And that sucks. So again, be polite when you see people doing it. Like, make sure they're understand they have to really shuffle. You'll be doing them a favor, but be nice about it. Don't be condescending jerks.
Yeah, and it's fine to do it once, right? You're just counting, making sure you've got all 60 of your cards there. Just do it and then move on. That's totally fine, totally cool. I get it. Also, I get that Magic players are superstitious lots and they like to do the same thing like every game. I get it, but just get on with it. Go shuffle.
We have circled that one enough now.
We have.
Onward.
true.
Next week, when they put out the video about mana weaving, we'll talk about that. That's a
Wicker
side
baskets of lies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, so next up, hey, look, Magic will be at Gen Con.
That sounds right.
You'd think
Yeah, I
somewhere in this
Checks out.
giant first intro here, the dates for Gen Con would be listed. They are not. In fact, I haven't seen any dates anywhere, but I didn't scroll all the way. Aha, Sunday, August. So it's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I guess you just are supposed to know that it's this weekend. Oh, here are the dates way down here. Okay, it starts
Look, I had to
Thursday,
scroll by
August
Gavin.
1st. Do what?
I had to scroll by Gavin, or it doesn't even count.
Yeah, so it starts Thursday, August 1st. There are all kinds of Magic panels and events and things. If you're at Gen Con and you are interested, go check it out. All the information's here, links in the show notes. We're not going to go through it because we're just not.
That's why we give you show notes.
That's why we give you links, yeah. All right, moving on. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see here. Okay, so next up is the big thing.
Kind of big. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back to this and find all the... Okay, this is the link I want. All right, so an announcement was made... the big announcement was made this morning that the Judge program, as we know it, will soon be no more. There are shifting to a new thing entirely.
I think that's the better way to think about it.
Metamorphosis.
Right. The Judge program as we know it is changing. Yeah. Let's think about it that way.
Yeah, all the back end is changing entirely, completely. As far as you hanging out at your local game store and judging, not terribly much is going to change at the moment.
For the average Magic player, you probably won't notice much of a change right away at all. Right? Let's just start there. There's still going to be judges. When you have a problem, you should still raise your hand and yell judge. Get somebody to help you. Don't just muddle through it on your own. That's why the judges are there. So that's not changing. But a lot of stuff on the back end is, okay? And there are some links that have been flying around, and I don't know which one Chewie has up right now. What do you got up? Okay, you got up this article
the
here.
first one, the WotC one.
The WotC article doesn't have a lot of detail in it, okay? And to be honest with this announcement, there's a lot of unknowns still. But if you're just going to read one thing and you don't care about any details, just read this one and move on with your life and go, okay, the judges are doing something. But if you need to know more, if you want to know more, like immediately just skim through this article and go straight to the article on judgeacademy.com, because that's going to be the new hub for this sort of thing.
So this link is the only one in the show notes, okay?
Right.
But in this article, you've got a link right here to the Judge Academy announcement. You've got the statement from the program coordinators, and you've got a link to the Exemplar blog about how this affects Exemplar.
Right.
It affects Exemplar by it's getting rid of it.
Yeah, we're ending. Well, for now, at least. It's going on hiatus, is what we're saying. There'll be like one more wave that's happening now, but after that, no.
Yeah.
In the box.
If you follow the link to the Judge Academy website, down at the very bottom, there's a button for Read Our FAQ. That probably has most of the answers that you need right now for what's actually going on. Okay, if this affects you, and it may not. So let's see now. What do people actually need to know?
Okay, first, for the most in-depth anything on this, I'm sure they're going to dive super deep in an upcoming episode of JudgeCast. Surely.
Yes, in fact, they've already announced that they're going to.
Okay,
and
good.
that they're having a special guest who is deeply involved in this. I don't know who that special guest is. I don't think they've announced it. but then I believe it's the next episode of JudgeCast is the one that's going to be the one that you want to listen to. So watch for that. They're going to go like way inside baseball on this. So they're the ones to talk to.
Yeah.
There won't be any changes to the judge program until October the 1st. Any meaningful changes until October the 1st. So between now and then, like everything's fine. But once October the 1st hits, that's when these changes are going to start to happen.
Yep.
What is Judge Academy and why do you care? Judge Academy is the new thing that's going to act as the judge education and certification hub, if you want to think of it that way. So certified judges will get certified through the resources and the people and the process on judgeacademy.com. That's where your judges will get certified. Okay. Great. If you are a judge, you need to know all these things. If you're planning on becoming a judge, you need to know all these things. If you're just at your local game store, you probably, if you just play at your local game store, you probably don't care. We're clear about that. But there's still going to be levels of judges. There's still going to be roles for judges doing things like running GPs as opposed to running things at your local FNM. All that stuff's, going to be there. One thing that is coming back for those who remember it, there used to be a thing called Rules Advisor, and that was not quite a full-fledged level 1 judge, but they had passed some rules examinations.
I did that.
That's coming back. So if that's something that interests you, you can totally go and do that. Totally for free once this rolls out. By the way, note that totally for free thing. Keep that in mind because you may hear some like doom and gloom and a lot of hubbub within the social media judge community if that's a thing that you are tangentially involved in. One of the things that's going to happen is judge certifications, while right now it's entirely done on a voluntary basis, and it's entirely free to the person trying to become a judge. That will not be the case in the future. So there will be membership fees that are essentially, you can think of it like dues, maybe. Let's leave it as membership fees because that's what they call it.
They also call it dues, so it's fine.
If you just want to become a rules advisor, you can do that for free. You could also pay $50 for that, and we'll get to why you might want to do that in just a second, and then we'll move on. Level 1s, you're looking at $100. Level 2s, $200. Level 3s, $400. And that's all the levels that there are for judges, by the way. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, great. Why in the world would you want to do that? And, it's just $100. We'll just do it the once. No. That's actually a yearly fee to maintain your certification. So you do have to pay it every year. But what do you get for that? The paying levels will get judge foils and, quote, other considerations. They haven't actually fleshed out what the other considerations are. But depending on your level is how many of the judge foils that you'll actually get. So the higher your level, the more judge foils you get. Ta-da. And in some people's opinion, and we're not going to get into a lot of this stuff, in some people's opinion, the judge foils that you're getting, you could sell those on the secondary market and more than make up the fee that you had to pay is kind of the idea. However, you as a judge are not an employee of
anybody.
Judge Academy, nor are you an employee of WotC. Judge Academy has contracted with WotC to get the judge foils to give you. Okay, that's part of what your dues are doing, but your dues are also doing a bunch of organizational stuff behind the scenes. Look, we're not going to go into that. What do you need to know? Who is this going to affect? For the kinds of people who, just want to be a rules advisor, it's not really going to affect them. For the kinds of people who want to judge multiple GPs at Magic Fests, all the big professional stuff, it's mostly not going to affect them either. The folks who it may affect, and I bring this up because you may see this at your local store, the folks who it will most affect are kind of your L1s who are in it, but just barely being able to justify being in it, because this is an additional cost that they're going to have to now support, that they're going to have to go through. So it does add a hurdle for some folks who are kind of right there on the margin. So if you're in a smaller shop, you have your small FNMs, but you do have a certified judge doing things, you may not have a certified judge doing things in the future because it is going to be tough on them. We don't know most of the nitty gritty details on this. Those are coming later. We'll find out more. In fact, if this is a thing that affects you, and if this is a thing that you really really want to know about, there is an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, happening on Reddit tomorrow, 7:30, not time but date. So July 30th at 11 a.m. Pacific, there is an Ask Me Anything that's going to go on. So spread the word if you're listening live. By the way, if you're listening live, you're hearing all this right now. If you're not, you might have missed out and the Ask Me Anything already happened, but you can go and check it out. So there you go.
Also, that sound you heard was Magnus Veer resubscribing for the 22nd month. Thanks, buddy.
Bam.
Nice.
So we never actually said what this is.
I thought we did.
Not in a nice, clear fashion. So,
all right, sorry.
So Judge Academy is, as Cluze pointed out earlier, apparently people haven't been able to put this together, which fascinates me. But Judge Academy, this is us speculating, in heavy air quotes, is a direct result.
Oh, yes.
Of the that judge lawsuit from a few years ago, where the Southeastern judges.
The lawsuit itself, if I'm not mistaken, occurred in California just because of the court system that it went through. I don't know who was actually involved as the plaintiff, but the argument was essentially that a judge was a de facto employee of WotC. And boy, a lot of things changed after that. As a matter of fact, if you guys will indulge me for just one moment, I just want to share an anecdote of what happened after that lawsuit. So one of the major arguments in that lawsuit actually had to do with judge foils, which is why it's so important that I point out that Judge Academy is a separate private entity that is buying judge foils to give to their dues paying members. There was a GP that I was at after the whole lawsuit thing went down, where when I was given as a judge, when I was given my judge foils by the judge manager who was doing things, they recited from a script that WotC is providing this gift of judge foils as a recognition for the hard work you're doing for this tournament, and that you are in no way an employee of WotC. And you actually had to sign a piece of paper acknowledging that you were accepting this gift, that it was not a payment, it was a gift.
Yeah.
A lot of things got really weird at that point. And this like complete separation of the judge certification process now being handled by a separate private entity is the end result of the avalanche that began with that pebble, is what I'll say. At least in our opinion. Again, that is speculation.
I'm honestly dumbfounded that the judge program worked the way it did for as long as it did.
Yeah, it was said in the Manifold Discord server earlier today. Now I'm also under no, this is a person who will go unnamed who's a judge. Now I'm also under no illusion this exists because WotC realized that the way the system worked was a combination of illegal, underhanded, and bad, and needed to make a new solution. They also realized that they couldn't be part of the solution except to give their blessing.
There's certainly some truth in the statement that was made there. I'm not saying it's 100% right, but yeah, there.
I mean, not like intentionally, like maliciously illegal, but I don't think that's what he meant.
Now, let me also say that the people who are involved in this, just the people who are involved in Judge Academy, I know a lot of these people. I've worked with these people. I've known these people for years. When I read who was going to be involved with this, I became a lot more comfortable with the whole thing. Because these are people who I trust, and these are people whose intentions I think are fairly transparent and honest and good. They're not in this just to try and swindle some L1s out of their $100 fee. Okay, that's not what's going on here.
Yeah, like Tim Shields is the guy in charge. He's the guy that started and owns Judge Academy. What else does Tim Shields do?
He runs Cascade Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has been a thing for a very long time. and it's one
Yeah,
of
and
those.
Cascade Games runs a lot of tournaments at a lot of stuff. They used to run GPs. Now Channel Fireball does that. For a while, it was a combination of Channel Fireball and Cascade Games working together to run those GPs. But they also run a lot of events like Keyforge events and God, what's the other one card game that was popular for a while? Let's say Kaijudo. I don't think that's right. But they run a bunch of events at conventions and things. So like I played Keyforge with those guys at PAX East, in fact.
Pinball Witch through 5 bits and says Tim Shields blocks Tom Swords, right?
I mean, as long as he's proficient with it.
Also, there was another sub. Al resubbed for the 24th month. Thanks, buddy. But yeah, these look at these names that are on the advisory board. Cluze, and then Squee resubbed for 13 months.
Yay.
Cluze, these names on the advisory board and how to pronounce them more importantly.
I know several of these names, right? I can't read it on your screen because it's too tiny, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring up.
I would say, do you have it on your screen?
Yeah, I've got it on my screen too because it's actually a reasonable font size. Okay, so Tim Shields is running the company that does it. And by the way, I've heard a lot of complaints that the company that is Judge Academy, that everybody's really pissed that it's not a not-for-profit. Making a not-for-profit or charity organization is a lot more complicated than trying just to create a private LLC, which is what they
Nonprofits are not what people think they are.
Yeah.
Like I know that sounds like really dismissive, but honestly, they aren't. Like, it's not you get together with people and no one makes money, and that's what a nonprofit is. There's so much more to it than that, and also people can make money in those, so they really are not at all what you think they are. So don't worry about that. That's
the
not...
advisory board is a globe-trotting cavalcade of L3s. So level 3 judges. This is not like, some people who outside of the judge program swooped in to try and make a buck. No. These are people from the inside. So Alfonso Bueno from Spain, John Good from California, or from Canada, excuse me, Damian Hiller from Argentina, Brian Prilliman from here in the U.S., Rob McKenzie from the U.S., Joanna Virtanen, I never pronounce her last name right, from Finland. I've worked with most of these people at events, and again, I trust what they're doing here. In fact, a person who works for Tim now at Judge Academy is, and I always pronounce her last name incorrectly too, and I feel really bad about that, is Nicolette Aprez. Aprez? I can never get her last name right. Nicolette is great. I've worked with her multiple times in the past. And again, these are all people who care about the judge program, who care about Magic, who care about the experience of the players. And I really do trust. They may not be perfect. They may make mistakes. I'm not saying that they won't. What I'm saying is that I don't think they have malicious intent in what's happening here.
You don't stick with the judge program this long because you think you're going to come out financially ahead.
No, because
that is a fool's game.
Yeah.
You have to actually care to stick with it this long.
So yeah, they've got regions all set up. Each one has a community manager who are sort of replacing regional coordinators. That's all getting into the nitty-gritty, but the point is these are all names that are already associated with the judge program.
Yeah. Now, the one big asterisk I'm going to put on this is it will not be rolling out worldwide immediately. There are some swaths of the globe that it doesn't quite cover, and that all has to do with making sure that how they're doing everything complies with all local laws. That's part of what's so difficult about running something this big. So it's going to cover something like 75% of all of the communities worldwide on day one, I believe. At least that's the goal. But there will be some areas that it won't quite cover. Specifically, if I recall from when I was digging into the articles, parts of Asia, and I'm not sure that Australia is technically covered day one. But most of North America, South America, Europe, Japan, they're all going to be there. So
yeah, like imagine trying to roll out a worldwide company.
Yeah,
there's some effort there. That's part of
Yeah.
where those dues are probably going. Getting this figured out. So give them some time. It'll be fine.
And
Yeah, in most cases, I'm highly critical when these sorts of announcements happen. When you hear like a thing and they're like, more details coming soon. Okay, this one I kind of see why they're rolling it out when they are. I mean, it's all gonna go down October 1st. That is not
that is 2
that
months.
far away.
Yeah.
So you had to give people a heads up that this is coming, number one. And number two, it started to get to the point where people were asking, hey, so what's going to happen with the next exemplar wave? What's going
Yeah.
to happen with the next, this? So they did have to kind of, I don't want to say announce it early, but announce it when it wasn't completely done yet, because otherwise people can't plan at all. So they're trying to ride that kind of razor's edge between giving you enough of a heads up without waiting until the last minute when everything's ironed out. It's tough. And
Also, I've seen some rumblings from various insider sources that WotC was sort of jerking them around on the announcement date too.
That sounds right.
I would not be shocked by this.
Well, it's true. So
Yeah.
that's part of why we're just now finding out. So yeah. So what does Judge Academy do? Judge Academy is not there to get you judging gigs.
Nope.
Judge Academy is there as a certification system to make sure that people that want to be judges know how to be judges. It's so my buddy Cap, who is the guy that does the Layer of Lore Twitch channel, likened it to ServSafe. Do you guys know ServSafe?
Yes, I do. I mean,
Okay.
not personally.
ServSafe is like a. It's very similar. You have to get certified in knowing how to. He's in the food, or he was in the food industry. You have to be certified on how to serve things and whatnot, and you put that on your resume so that you can get hired. Yes, I'm ServSafe certified. If you want to be an accountant, you need to get that CPA certification or whatever it is.
Certified public accountant. Yes.
Yeah, to be certified, and you have to pay to do that.
It's true.
And that allows you to do these things. Or, Save Me Bunny said it's like Cisco certification for tech folks. These are very similar things. And that's what this is patterned after.
Yeah.
Is trying to... It's the connection from WotC to the judges without it being like a direct connection. If that makes sense.
Well, they're two different organizations that operate in the same field and fulfill different roles.
Exactly.
They don't have to be the same company to work together. I mean,
Right.
That's how most businesses work.
Exactly. And judges are now essentially independent contractors. And there you go.
We really always were.
Well, yeah, but now it's legally spelled out that you're independent contractors.
They are getting rid of the gray
Absolutely
areas that created a lot of liability, and none of that is here now. It's all spelled out. And over time, there'll be even more details, I'm sure, especially for the people that actually go into this. They'll probably see some paperwork that spells it out in bigger detail than even we see now. So,
Yeah. So here's a question, just that popped into my head, so I'm sure it's popped into other people's heads. If they don't get you judging gigs, who does? Because it doesn't look like the community managers do either.
I mean, historically, wasn't it always up to the judge to reach out to the event through whatever channel they put out?
I don't know.
Well, yes,
Or the
yes
store.
I was going to say yes and no. One of the things that used to exist, one of the methods for this was a store or a tournament organizer or anybody. They could either post events, as Pharmacist Judge here in the chat has said, could post on Judge Apps, which was kind of the old hub. Well, the old new hub, the previous hub. for all of this judgy sort of stuff.
By
They could
previous,
post
do you
there.
mean current?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Current.
Okay.
Yeah, the current. Sorry, I'm already living in October.
Some concept of the passage of time.
I'm a man outside of time. But the other thing they could do is they could reach out to a regional coordinator. So, like the different regions of the world and different regions of the U.S. had a regional coordinator who was a contact point, and you could just email them and go, "Hey, I am looking for 2 certified judges to help run this tournament that I've got." And they'd go, "Well, here are some people in your area," and they would pass that information along. How is that going to work in the future? I don't know. I assume there's going to be a similar method
they
in
did
place.
say Judge Apps will continue to exist. The Magic Judges blog will continue. Everything that's currently in place isn't going anywhere.
For now.
I don't even think it's
Well, I mean,
for
that
now.
applies to everything. Like, until something is announced, it's there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I don't even think they said for now. I think it was like all this stuff is
No,
still
no,
happening.
that was me saying for now.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
The only constant is change.
But I'm saying I think your for now might have been unnecessary.
All right, my apologies.
I think.
My apologies for now.
I read that somewhere. There are like 5 different pages to read on this, and I don't have that one up apparently. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait. Firmest Judge said Channel Fireball Events made an announcement. They will still stick with Judge Apps for GPs. Okay, good.
Well, that's
Well,
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah. I wonder how long till they take the
hey.
judges stuff off the WotC site.
I'm sorry, there was one other exciting thing that is worth mentioning about this. I know we've circled around a whole bunch of exciting things, but look, all of this dropped today. We've barely had time to digest it, so there it is. You're getting cutting edge news right here. The whole Judge Academy thing is not just going to be for Magic.
Oh yeah.
There are other games that can and will be brought into this as well, including they've already announced a partnership for Keyforge. So if you want to take your soft skills that you have from learning how to be a Magic judge and parlay those into running a Keyforge tournament, once you get certified for Keyforge as well, off you go. So that's a thing that it's going to do.
Yeah, I get the feeling a lot of the things that aren't directly related to Magic aspects of being a judge work for any number of gaming
Event
tournament
management and human interaction.
Yeah,
are
like how
things
not
that
to be
a lot of things need.
how not to be a massive jackwagon when someone's pissed off at you. Things like that.
Well, just like as long as, because Judge Academy is not called like Magic Judge Academy or in any way directly connected to Hasbro, they can handle all kinds of games, and this can leverage those skills in a bunch of different areas and become a resource for other games too. So I think this is actually working out in favor of the judges that are willing to do other games, or at least people who have no desire to interact with Magic players but still want to judge tabletop games. Like, here you go. You might get a chance. So I see this as being a good thing for them overall. More options, more flexibility, more opportunities. It may grow into an unstoppable juggernaut that can finally get Prelimin out of jail.
I was talking to Prelimin briefly before we started, and he said that this is good because he's still in it. Because I poked him to see if he was like, yeah, I'm abandoning ship or not, and he's like, no, dude, I'm on the FAQ. I'm one of the advisor board. And I'm like, oh, because I hadn't actually looked at the FAQ yet. I was like, well, that's a good sign that Prelimin at least is still in it.
Yeah.
And also, he pointed out that judges don't realize this, but you're freaking expensive.
Yeah,
it's true.
And I think that's part of why there are the membership dues, is because you're freaking expensive, and that money's got to come from somewhere. If Prelimin is on the 6-person advisory board, are they the Sinister Six? No, I think most of them are pretty nice.
Yeah, this is more of a Power Ranger breakdown.
Yeah, he's the Green Ranger. He'll go evil for a bit, and then he'll be the White Ranger.
Is he green because he's mossy?
Yup!
he is green because he's mossy. That is absolutely
Oh,
correct.
good.
Anyway, so if you have a friend in the judge community who's looking real worried about this, you'll understand why now, because there are changes, and
if you see people that aren't in the judge community on social media flapping their jaws about crap they don't understand, just ignore them, because that's what they do.
That's
literally minutes before we started this, Wedge from the Manosaurus was all, I don't even think this should have to exist. Shut up. You're not a judge. Be quiet.
Like, really and truly, the greatest skill you can ever gain, both on the internet and in life, is the ability to gauge whether or not someone talking about a thing matters with regards to that thing.
Yeah.
And most people who talk about things don't matter regarding the thing they're talking about. So dig through the noise, find the people that actually have a reason to feel away.
Like
weigh
in
their
this
opinions
case,
higher.
We don't matter.
No.
But we tell you that up front.
We're telling you to go listen to JudgeCast. That's the greatest contribution we can give you, if this matters for you.
Yeah.
Let me just jot this down. Listen to Monday Night Magic, we don't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, when it comes to this, this doesn't apply to any of us. This doesn't affect any of us. It just doesn't. So we have no horse in this race, but we're trying to spell it out in a way that is logical and level-headed, unlike lots of those others on the damn internet.
You've read people not mattering somewhere else first.
So I think
you heard people not mattering here.
I think long-term, something like this needed to happen to, actually get things to where they needed to be. And given the people who are involved in this particular iteration of this thing, I think it will probably be fine long-term.
Okay.
I trust these people.
Yeah, I mean, the judge program has needed an overhaul for a long time. It's just a matter of making it happen. And this was not like a quick thing.
No.
The program coordinators and whatnot spent a long time, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a lot of money trying to figure out how to go about doing this. Like, this is not some stuff they're like, that one sounds good, do that. No, this took a lot of work. Like, a lot. So...
And it's probably a lot of work that they probably didn't get a lot of help with.
Exactly. So, like, this isn't just a thing that was popped up overnight. That just because you're just now hearing about it doesn't mean this is new, all right? This is important.
I also feel like the entire judge program, like for many, many years, has been one of those things that, when you're involved in it, okay, you're working on it hard and you're not really thinking too much about it. But if you were to take a step back and just look at the whole thing, you would go, I can't believe this thing's actually working.
It's an impressive Rube Goldberg machine.
It grew organically, and that's
like
organic, like moss.
It's not always good. So.
But
anyway, like I said,
the whole takeaway here is it's not the end of Magic. It's not the end of judging.
Nope.
WotC wouldn't have had any... This is a completely separate point. WotC wouldn't have had anything to do with this if they were planning on killing paper Magic in the next week. Like some people seem to think. So...
Yeah.
Oh, and in fact, that segues nicely into one of the next things we need to talk about. Shall we segue, gentlemen?
The death of Magic. Wait,
what is the next thing?
I'm highlighting it in the show notes. Oh, you don't have the show. The Forbes article. It's the Forbes article.
Hang on. I have
the Forbes of Magic.
There it is. All right, the Forbes article. Sure, let's do that.
All right. So there was an article that we ran across earlier in the week.
This is the wrong thing. There it is.
Okay, now do you have it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so as you may know, this game that we know and love, Magic: The Gathering, is actually owned by Hasbro, the giant faceless corporation that would like you to buy more copies of Monopoly. Seriously, could you buy some more copies of Monopoly?
Shut your face.
I'm just telling you what Hasbro wants, man. And they want you to buy, well, toys, because that's what Hasbro does. But they own WotC. And they have these investor calls where they talk about, their revenue growth, yada, yada, yada. All this boring stuff. But buried in that boring stuff, they occasionally say things about the game that we know and love, both tabletop and electronic. So there was a recent call about that, and they discussed many, many things, including, and I'm just going to give you a couple of quick highlights here. Highlight number 1, Magic's in-store, because if everybody's all like, oh man, Arena's going to kill off paper, there's no more paper Magic, it's all going to die. The in-person, like in-store participation is up 12%. So if Arena is killing Magic, it's killing Magic the same way Mark Rosewater is, and it's not very good at it. So there you go. Second thing to take away on the digital front, if we could, Arena is totally a beta product right now, right?
Yes.
It technically has not really launched.
I joke about this often.
But it will. Sometime, quote, within the next 4 months, unquote. And I can't help but notice, if you actually like add 4 months to now, that puts you when, gentlemen?
4 months from
now. Like Christmas.
Like Christmas. You're
like
right in the
calendar
holiday
year.
season.
Yeah.
So I believe that they are aiming for Arena to technically launch for holiday season. So look for your aunt to ask you if you play that Arena thing. You see what I did there? They
no.
Really know. Anyway,
if they're sufficiently old, you're playing it on a Nintendo, no matter what it is.
That's right. Do you play that magical Arena on your Nintendo?
Yes.
And the answer is yes, of course I do. The other really interesting thing that's in here is WotC is doing great, but Hasbro wants them to do, let's say, even greater. They plan to, and this is, I'm quoting directly from the article here, encourage Wizards of the Coast to double the size of its team within the next 5 years. So that does not sound to me like Hasbro's trying to kill off Magic, but Magic is, helping to lead their growth anyway. So that's not necessarily surprising. But anyway, point is, if you see a whole bunch of job openings at WotC in the not too distant future, it's not that they're firing all the people you love. It's that they want to bring some more people on. So there you go. Ta-da.
Da-da-da.
Yep.
Magic, play it.
Oh yeah, and then the final line here. However, Arena isn't expected to cannibalize the low-tech format. In fact, this is a quote. In fact, tabletop has shown increased momentum, end quote, alongside digital growth, a spokesperson said on the Hasbro earnings call. So, yeah, that's important. Arena is not killing paper Magic.
At least not yet. See what I did? Is call back to earlier with the not yet. Never mind. I'm sorry. It was a bad joke. No.
Yes. So let me restate that without the snarkiness.
All
Arena is not killing paper Magic. Okay? It's fine. Everybody calm down. I know that's a hot take these days, but it's fine.
Your hot take sounds decidedly cool, Chewie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to play Arena because the chat can't not ask me this. I can't say that on this show. This damn question, because this is a thing that I spotted on Twitter. I learned that I don't like playing Magic for the sake of playing Magic. I enjoyed playing Magic with friends. So Magic Arena is absolutely miserable, which is why I don't play it. I don't like Magic the game enough to play it without my friends. There.
And that's fair.
I've said it. I know that you were probably joking when you asked me that. Stop! I'm not going to play Magic Arena because I still don't like it, alright?
Oh, hey, Chewie, I wasn't paying attention just now.
Cluze, I swear to God I will kick you off this call if you finish that sentence.
Man, it's like he doesn't even want 3 mythics.
Okay.
You know what? My power's gonna go out when I just kill the stream and hang up on these jackwagons.
In fact, last week, that's when the call fell apart. I had typed to Chewie in the chat about
it. Is, yeah. And
I
I used my toe to flicker the lights by hitting a hidden switch, and then I killed the stream and hung up.
Yep. Ta-da.
Is it the same switch that reverses your audio when we play games?
Oh no,
that doesn't happen in a while.
Yeah, since I switched away from the USB headset, it doesn't do that anymore. It's great.
Awesome.
All right. I think we've only got one more fluff thing here.
Well, it's not exactly it was brought up in the chat actually.
Yeah, it was. So I really do think it bears mentioning.
Wait, where is it? We'll probably see participation drop once the no MSRP is in effect for a few months.
Yeah. So quick background thing. Quick background thing before we get to this bit. Here's the background. A little while ago, I want to say maybe 6 months ago or so, ballparky, WotC announced, "Hey, we're not gonna like list an MSRP for packs anymore. It's just not a thing we're gonna do." That's all. We're gonna carry on. That was it.
Yeah, their reasoning had something to do with international markets.
It was something international markets something.
Yeah,
It was
some
very
kind of
very
spin.
hand wavy. They did not have very good justification for why they're not doing that anymore. But there was, and look, admittedly, this is a Reddit thread. Okay, there's a Reddit thread from a local game store owner in the UK who's like, "Hey, just confirmed this with our suppliers, starting with Throne of Eldraine, Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine, the price per booster pack is going up. So this is the wholesale price that your game store has to pay to the distributor to get booster packs to their store. It's going up. But there's no MSRP anymore, right? So that means that you, the consumer on the far end, you're used to buying your packs for, let's just say hypothetically, you're buying your packs for, let's say, $4 at your local game store. Okay?
Which I think is still right. I think
Yeah,
as
yeah,
of last MSRP, I think that was it.
I don't really know, but let's say that it's $4. Okay, your local game store is not paying $4 for those packs. It's paying less than $4 for those packs so that they can make money selling those packs so that they can keep the damn lights on and they can stay open. Okay, that's how commerce works.
That's why when you bought things online, they were cheaper than $4. It wasn't a magical trick.
It was not a magical trick, and it's not that your local game store wanted to gouge you. It's that, they do need to make a profit or they can't stay in business. They're not a very good business if they go out of business, right? So if the price they have to pay goes up, but they leave their price that they charge you the same, the margin that they're making is less, right? So their profit has now gone down. So how do game stores respond to this? Well, their margins on these products are a lot thinner than you probably think they are, and this is going to cut into them even more. So there's a really good chance that you may see packs start to cost more, your end price cost more, at your local game store coming soon. And you're going to think, "Oh man, my game store is gouging me." Well, no, what you don't realize is that behind the scenes, their costs have gone up without WotC taking the PR hit of saying, "Oh yeah, MSRP is now higher." And this I'm not going to say it's standard practice, but it's not unexpected, and it's also, I believe, not the first time this has occurred. But in the past, what would usually happen is WotC would increase the price but not increase the MSRP. And now they're like, screw it, we're not even going to talk about the MSRP. And I can say, having spoken with some folks out in the LGS community, they were like, yeah, when WotC got rid of the MSRP, this is exactly what we expected to happen. And here it is. It has happened. Now, how much does that make everything go up? Well, if you do the math, it's like not a ton per pack, but most people don't just think about it as a pack. It's like a booster box, okay? The price of a booster box is going to go up by like, I don't know, $10, ballparky. 10 pounds is what they're using here because it's in the UK. And
this article that's been on the screen is from the UK.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine if a booster box at your LGS, let's say you used to be able to get a booster box at your LGS for $100. I'm not saying you could, but let's say you could. $100. Now it's $110. And now you're thinking, oh man, I could get that online for like, I could still get it for $100 instead of $110. I'll just get it online. You can do that, but you don't actually play FNM at Amazon.com, do you?
Never again.
So what I'm going to say is, if the prices go up, don't get mad at your local game store. They're barely, look, most game stores are barely making it as is. Let's be honest. No one starts a game store to get rich.
So 10 pounds is, as of right now, $12.18.
Yeah. Which, that's rough. I get you. I feel you. But technically, prices have not gone up in like 10 years. Like the actual like price for
The
boosters.
$3.99
hasn't
price
really
was
gone
from
up.
2006.
Yeah. So that
Wait,
it's been a long
really?
time coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled up a list on the history. 2006 was when it was set to $3.99. Prior to that, it was $3.69 in 2004, $3.29 in 1999, and like way back at the debut dawn of time, it was like $2.45. But those had basic lands and crap in them, so who cares?
But it also does mean that your price for pre-releases, your price for drafts, like all of that stuff is probably going to go up at least a little bit.
Yeah, and Wizards
So-
isn't taking the PR hit.
That's right. They're passing it off to the local games. That's how they're supporting the local game stores is by, oh.
Yeah, you remember when
I-
they used to say out loud all the time that they were supporting the local game stores?
Yeah, and hey, you remember when the only way that you couldn't like buy products, like directly through like Amazon, but then they decided, hey, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and have a relationship with Amazon and Walmart.com and Target.com, and all of us were like, that seems really mean to your local game store. And now they're doing this, and I can't help but think that seems really mean to your local game store.
Well, yeah, but they used to say constantly, "We care about our local game stores, and we
It
want
was
you
the
guys
party
to go
line
there."
for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they haven't said that in a long time. Like out loud as a blanket statement that I've seen.
But you know what? We will. We care about your local game store, and we think you should support it.
We do. And we
So
do.
I dug out the MSRP removal announcement because it's short. I'll just read what the rationale was.
Sure.
Starting with War of the Spark and moving forward, Wizards of the Coast will no longer be giving Magic products manufacturers suggested retail price or MSRPs. We're making this change to streamline our communications around new products. MSRPs are not favored in many parts of the world, which led to some confusion among our global player base. As Magic becomes more and more global, it makes less and less sense to suggest a retail price. Don't worry, this isn't some big disruption to our products or to the company. We believe the elimination of MSRP will simply help us communicate better to our players in places where those players shop. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds...
I appreciate help us communicate better, meaning we will no longer communicate. But, yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, streamline the communication means remove one line of information.
Yeah.
Which is technically streamlining.
Well, I think that given they're going to have various types of packs and various premium products and various all these things, and like if you can recall realistically, very few stores ever sold like the super premium stuff at the MSRP anyway.
This is true.
So they've kind of did go because like I don't know that many people that went out and got a pack of From the Vault blank at the suggested price. So for some products that was already kind of nebulous. But
Yeah, but those were the super limited run things.
those were those were like the exception, and in order to address the exception, they kind of broke the rule. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Buy all our playsets and toys. Rock.
Yeah. So it turns out there was also a Star City event this weekend, so we're gonna run through that real quick.
Man, I completely forgot about that. There was so much else going on.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. I'm not even joking here. I literally forgot that was in the show notes.
So let's do it. This was Star City Columbus. Which
Yep.
Columbus? I don't know.
The one with Star City.
Yeah, I assume it was Columbus, Ohio. I hope everyone got their
It's
Skyward
usually
Chili.
Columbus, Ohio.
It just says Columbus, U.S. Thanks.
Oh, Columbus Us. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. So, how many people? It was modern. How many people were there?
The Modern Open had 765.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the day 2 metagame breakdown, again, 13 Hogaak players out of 68. Quick, what's the math on that?
A
Calculator.
lot.
A lot.
What did I say?
13 out of 68.
13 divided by 68.
Like 20%.
It's just under 20%. Yeah, 19%. Buh. 10 Eldrazi Tron, 7 humans, 6 Jund, 5 Mono Red Phoenix. Where's all the Izzet Phoenix? Oh, it's right there. 4 of them. Okay. And
You're
then,
going to see more of the Hogaak in the top 8 of this
I
one.
was gonna say, what a different top 8 this is.
Oh, I actually haven't looked yet. So let's
Oh,
go.
you should take a look. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
here's the open. Yeah, okay. So Mono Green Tron 1. Dominic Harvey was playing that. In second place, Bobby Colgrove was on Hogaak. Sorry. In third place, Christopher Hafner was on Hogaak. I'm sorry. In fourth place, Logan Hoberty was on Izzet Phoenix, which, there's one of them. Fifth place, Kevin Huang was on Hogaak. Damn it. Adam Francie, yeah, was on Mono Green Tron in sixth. Austin Collins in seventh was on Hogaak. Damn it. And Harlan Firer was on Grixis Urza. That's the Urza. That's what Star City calls the Thopter Foundry Sword. Yeah. Deck. Okay.
That's
a lot of green in the top 8.
So that's half the top 8 is a sound in your throat.
50%. That's healthy.
50% of the time, it's Hogaak all the time.
Let's see. Rest of the top 16. Counters Company, Breach Shift. What? Oh, through the breach and escape shift, right?
That makes sense.
There, yeah, okay. It's like never seen the name Breach Shift. Grixis Urza, Humans, Gruul Phoenix, more Throat Sound, Eldrazi Tron, and an Izzet Phoenix. Phoo. Yeah, just look at all of this. Hogaak!
You're going to see more as you scroll down.
Yeah, it's just, it goes on forever and they're still there.
It's almost like 20% of the field is doing it.
Yeah, it's because it's borderline busted. It's obviously not unbeatable because, you know, Hogaak didn't win either of these
if it sounds weird that we're commenting on this, like, keep in mind, this is modern. If it were standard, we'd be like, yeah, 20%, sure, why not? Like, that happens in standard. Modern is a very diverse format. This is weird.
Yeah. So you're down to the one boogeyman and the few decks that can beat it. And that's not healthy. They've got to do something, I'm sure.
Modern is the biggest format of constructed Magic based on attendance and tournament. Yeah. So they're going to have to take care of that somehow. Or it'll take care of itself, or maybe suspiciously when the new set comes out in 3 months, it'll have 15 cards that beat Hogaak. We'll see. Get right on that.
Like, again, when its best counter is the most played card in the tournament, as it was in the Mythic Championship, and it still puts up those numbers, like, that's a serious problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a better counter that exists in Magic than Leyline.
It's called winning the coin flip in the mirror.
Yeah.
They're not interacting with each other.
It's a problem.
It'll be a land that when it comes into play, you name a creature that could be cast from a graveyard, and players can't cast that spell.
Bam, Vengevine dead. Oh, man.
It's all right. That's the open. Let's go look at the Classic real quick. How many people were in the Classic?
The Modern Classic had 266.
Okay. John Hada, or John Hada. I'm gonna call him that, even though it's probably wrong, because, you know, Hada's gonna win.
John.
Was playing...
Hada's gonna John.
Yeah. Was playing 4-color Urza. Wait, what's 4-color Urza?
Sunglasses. It's apparently silver.
Oh, wait, no. Thopter Foundry? No. What?
4-color Urza has a Thopter Foundry, an Aether Grid, War of Invention.
Which is blue, black, red. I mean, Thopter Foundry has white in it, but that's not it. Is it?
That might be all that they needed.
It had wear and tear in the sideboard, maybe? Oh, there's a Teferi in the sideboard.
Rascally Teferi sneaking in.
Huh, okay then.
Phasing in.
Joshua Holland in second with the Amulet Titan deck. Andrew Ballard in third with Humans. Jason Aiello. Ailo. Something like that. Playing Mono Green
Halo.
Tron.
Yeah.
Cody Napier in 5th on Jund. Greg Dugan in 6th on Dredge. Jonathan Aiken on 7th with Merfolk. And Abraham Stein in 8th with Gruul Phoenix. Now you might go, hey, if you look down, there's only 2 Hogaaks that made the top 8. So if you look down, you might think, hey, where's all the Hogaaks there? My response is going to be, they're probably still playing in day 2 of the Open.
Yeah, I was going to make the exact same observation.
Yep.
Not to take away from the Classic, but when you're in the Classic, that's the same format as the Open. It means that you're not still in the Open.
Almost certainly. I'm sure for a large percentage of the players, that's what that is. So,
Look, I'm there. I've got the deck. I don't want to eat lunch. Let's go.
yeah. I mean, you can eat lunch with the Hogaak deck.
And not with that noise in your throat.
Why do you think you're making that noise? It's because you didn't, get enough to drink.
Because you're trying to eat lunch while you're naming your deck.
That's right.
So, yeah. Modern is a small dumpster fire at the moment. So, let's go
Modern
with
is
standard.
living all of its Dredge nightmares once again.
A little bit. So, all right. Let's check out standard. How many people are in the standard classic?
121.
Oh, that's...
That's not a
Zero Hogaak, though.
True.
That's fair.
All right. Chris Anderson is on the Bant Scapeshift deck that we saw at the GP last week. Yep.
Makes sense.
Adam Martin in 2nd on Jeskai Hero. Terran Huck on 4 color elementals. Ooh, okay. Cavalier of Gales, Cavalier of Thorns, Cloudkin Seer, Leafkin Druid. Okay, right. Risen Reef, yeah. Scampering Scorcher. Huh. Thunderkin Awakener. Huh. Omnath, Locus of the Royal, and Yarok the Desecrated. Look at this freaking deck. Oh, and Chandra Awakened Inferno, of course.
I would, but I'm still having fun looking at Jeskai Hero.
That card's kind of ridiculous, by the way.
With Lava Coil in Neo form. To round out the main deck. Wow. Oh, wait, did you say you're still looking at Esper Hero?
Jeskai Hero. It's got Lightning Stormkin in it.
I completely didn't... you're right, Jeskai Hero is different. Oh, it does have Lightning Storm.
Lightning Stormkin is pretty aggro.
Yeah, Lightning Stormkin makes a lot of sense in this deck. Especially when you follow it up with Empyrean Eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, and Feather? Okay, yeah. I have seen this deck.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's just like that's a nice little aggro punch if you've got the blue early. Which you probably do.
Yeah, it's Esper Hero, but with more focus on hitting you in the face until you die.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, moving on. 4th place, there's a mono red aggro by
That's
A.V.
the way to
Grinberg.
aggro.
What?
It's the way to aggro. If you're going to aggro, mono red aggro.
Yeah. Which running 1 Chandra Fire Artisan.
She's pretty good.
Wait, which one was Fire Artisan?
She's the card advantage one.
Oh, that's one of the M20 ones. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
My brain refused to remember this card. Because I remember
it's the
Baby
War of the
Chandra
Spark
and I
one.
remember On
No,
Fire
she was
Chandra.
she was War of the Spark.
She was War of the Spark. What is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her War of the Spark card.
Yeah, go look at what she does.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I don't. Hang on. Let me find another.
I mean, Chandra art gets kind of samey after a while, so I like all of it, but she gets samey.
Okay, so the M20 logo is actually an M20 logo. That's why I can't remember this, because my brain was trying to turn it into one of the M20 cards.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. Yeah, this was the rare Chandra from War. Okay, got it.
She's the one that hits things when you take counters off.
Right.
That's
yeah.
You hit her, she hits back.
Right. Okay, we're good now. Huh. Interesting. All right, moving on. This is not what I wanted. There we go. 5th place, Wes Williamson is on Jund Dinosaurs.
Gonna miss you, dinosaurs.
Oh no. Bronto Dave is stuck in the sideboard. Sorry, Bronto Dave. At least you got to play it all.
Eh. Well, at least he'll survive rotation.
It's true. James Johnston in 6th was on the Orzhov Vampires deck. Like you do. Luke Bishop in... Whoa. Sorry, Luke Bishop was one of my old bosses, but not this one, because he doesn't know what a magic card is. But anyway, was on Bant
strategy.
Scapeshift. Yeah, because the Bant Scapeshift deck is good. And then Stephen Byerly is on the Esper Hero deck, which is, the Planeswalker heavy removal thing, as opposed to the hit you very hard in the face thing. Yeah. All right, well, that's the top 8.
Yep.
Teamer Elementals, more Vampires, more Scapeshift, and an Izzet Phoenix, and a Bant mid... What's a Bant mid-range? Cavalier of Thorns, Deputy of Detention, Krasis, Mana Elves of various flavors, Voracious Hydra. Oh, this is the ramp deck. Okay, right. I recognize this now. Got it. Okay, then. Well, that's standard.
Yep.
And I think we're done. Are we done?
Yeah, looks like it.
I think we're done.
Cool. Okay. Wrapping up. So you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinAbob. There's no I in Goblin because the I hasn't gotten back yet after knocking out Chewie's power last week. I hope it finds its way home someday, but it can take its time because it's a jerk.
It is. It knocked out my power last week.
It's true. It knocked out your internet after too. That was just a plot. And then it made it impossible for us to win Overwatch. A total jerk. But yeah, so past that, like I was recently at GalaxyCon over the weekend.
Is that what that's called now?
Yeah, it's what they call it now. I don't know too much to report there because I was mostly just there to hang out with friends, but it is kind of weird when you're just hanging out in a lobby and like Riker walks by and goes to the bar and then goes back after he gets his drink. And you're just like, wow, I watched that on a show 1,000,000 times. He does that in real life too. So
did he step over the back of the bar stool?
I wanted him to, but he didn't have to because they handed him a drink.
Oh.
Yeah. But yes, he is very tall. As you would expect. Nearly every other celebrity is actually quite short. But there you have it. So like the next con thing I'm going to be at is Dragon Con. Yay, nerds in Atlanta. So if anyone's going to Dragon Con, let me know. It'll be fun. Dragon Con is actually a giant party hangout con. So it's pretty neat. If you're going to be in Atlanta, send me a message on Twitter or like at me on Twitter or something first. Speaking of Twitter, like I have found a way to get the old Twitter template back, so I'm happy again because the new one sucks and I hate change. Like I'm usually pretty okay with changing things, but I don't like it when you change interfaces because it just screws with me. So as long as I can still dig out the old one, I'm happy. Or I could just get TweetDeck or something like everyone else uses, but whatever. Other than that, yeah, I'll spare the tangenting into media. We have plenty of time to talk about that stuff later. Cluze.
Hey, if you want to hear more from me, I am on the Twitters as well. I'm at Cluze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. I haven't really noticed the new Twitter redesign because I don't ever actually go to twitter.com. I use TweetDeck. So Squee, I suggest you use TweetDeck. I know that's not helpful, but there it is. I do want to say a quick thing about MTG Arena. Right now, the Planecation has started, where they're visiting different planes as weekly events. The one right now is you pick a guild and you get like a pre-made deck for that guild, and then you play to get wins, to win basic lands, which are kind of cool. But anyway, I logged in to do that. And my daily quest for the day was to cast 20 white or red spells. So I guess they knew exactly what I was going to do. And I went right on and I played Boros. And it was great. So be sure to do that while you can. I think that event ends on Tuesday. So by the time you hear this, you might have already...
morning.
Yeah, you might have already missed out.
A lot of us.
So you should probably probably go do that, is what I'm going to say. And that is pretty much it for me. Something, be nice to judges, something over to Chewie.
I mean, be nice to people. Yeah. Hi, I'm Chewie. Be nice to
Chewie's
judges.
hot take. Judges are people.
Judges are people. Most of them.
Judges are people.
Try to be nice to people, unless they're assholes.
That is a good qualifier.
That's how I do things. So yes, hi, I'm Chewie. I do things here on twitch.tv/themanapool and over on youtube.com/themanapool and on Twitter @themanapool. It's there's a theme here. I stream stuff on Twitch like podcasts and let's see, what have I streamed lately, chat? Dota Underlords and the Dalaran Heist and Hearthstone. That single player content that I didn't get to for a very long time. It's really good. So yeah, everybody knows that already, but still. What else? Lately. Is that really all I've streamed lately? Well, that's awkward.
I was away all weekend, but the last time I was watching you streaming, you were doing more Dota Underlords. So that seems to be a theme.
I mean, yeah, Dota Underlords is a lot of fun, especially when we get people, viewers to play.
Yeah, like you're streaming usually with the people in the chat, so that's kind of entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Because you yell at them, and then they go, sorry, and they're like, that's the back and forth I want to see in video game.
They're never actually sorry.
No, they don't mean it, but they lie. That's video game.
Over on YouTube, you can see the fruits of some of my streams. Right now, what's going up on YouTube is, of course, some Dota Underlords, because I stream it all the time, so the entertaining games get turned into videos. The beginning of the end of the World of Light mode in Super Smash Bros. I finally started editing up the last stream of that to turn into videos. I did some Hearthstone with Mike, my Manapool co-host, and I edited up and rendered the last 2 videos from that today. So those will be going up very soon. And also the Messenger's Picnic Panic DLC is the other thing that's going on. So lots of stuff going on. The Hearthstone will be over soon. And then I can start Human Fall Flat with Steph, which was adorable. And Titan Souls. 2 more things that I've already recorded that are sitting in the hopper waiting for me to finish some of this other stuff. So I'm trying desperately to finish some of this other stuff so I can start new stuff. Yeah. It's a problem when you're trying not to post 2 videos every day, because the last time I went full on 2 videos a day for an extended period of time, I lost a bunch of subscribers. So I guess that was too much.
Yeah, probably too much.
So yeah, I do 1 video every day, and on podcast days I try to do 2. Just so if you're not a podcast person, there's still something for you to watch. So yeah, that is the plan over on youtube.com/themanapool. And yeah, so if you want to help support what I do with these, let's see, 2 podcasts a week, 1 YouTube video every day, and at least like 4 or 5 streams every week, then you should go to patreon.com/themanapool and become a lifeguard, where you can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get access to the odds and ends, all the behind the scenes nonsense recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. It's uncensored
There
and
may be
unfiltered.
swearing.
Do what?
There may be swearing.
There is totally swearing. And you can get the sponsorship shout out on the end screen for all the YouTube videos and on both podcasts. So that's for the Mythic Lifeguards. So hey, thank you to the Mythic Lifeguards: Kim Aho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Timu Hellas Haryu, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Brittain, Casey, Fayen Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Violet Moon, Aleph Cat, Dan Holm, Bartle, Sarah Jane, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Whew. Man, thank you all so very much for your patronage. I quite literally could not do it without you. And thanks to all of the patrons at every level for the same reason. Could not do it without you. But with that, I guess we're going to be done with Monday Night Magic number 662.
Man.
Yeah.
Can you believe that one episode of Avant-Garde Show outlasted the judge program? April must be so proud.
There's a joke that 4 people will get. Those 4 people...
Yeah, and they're all groaning.
Yup. So say those 4 people are rolling their eyes so hard, they might have some damage.
It's because they're still listening to it.
So, yeah, with that, we're definitely done. So, I've been Chewie. That's Squee and Cluze. They're waving. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And, be nice to judges.